Okay, we're going to move on to our next speakers, Devan Dewey and Laura Carson. We're going to talk about leveraging AI. And Devan is the CTO for NEPC, right? Is that how we say it?
No, just NEPC.
Okay, fine. I never know these things, so thank you for training me. I need a bot to train me. Anyway, he is with an independent consulting company and has worked with companies like Boston Medical, Teradyne, and Segway Software, American Express. Laura is the Chief Marketing Officer for M-Files, has 20 years in the B2B tech software world, and please come and talk to us.
Good morning. I'm Laura. I'm going to kick us off. All right, so as you know, I'm Chief Marketing Officer at M-Files. M-Files is a knowledge work automation platform. You're hearing a lot about different types of ways to solve information management solutions, but the way we solve it is our customers, like Devan, they're able to manage their entire information management lifecycle, leveraging the platform. So that includes creation of content, storing content, managing it, collaborating both internally and externally. They're able to set security and permissions. They're able to leverage workflow automation, and they're able to leverage Gen AI. So I'm going to kick this off, and then I'll turn it over to Devan. This is a little bit like speed dating. This is a very quick presentation, so my apologies if I rush through this. So I think we can all agree that we're in a new era when it comes to automation and AI. Leveraging workflow automation is nothing new. Knowledge workers have been leveraging it for some time now. When I say knowledge workers, I'm talking about those individuals where their responsibility is to be assessing information and data as part of their job. They're making decisions around that. So a wealth manager, for example, is a knowledge worker. Organizations that are best in class are leveraging workflow automation to drive the daily task of those knowledge workers. What they're able to do, because much of their day is automated, they're able to focus their time on what really matters. So the cognitive load on them is reduced. They don't have to have the administrative burden that comes with much of the work relative to information and content. They're more productive. They're happier. The organizations benefit because they are, through the automation, they're ensuring compliance with internal policies and external regulations. And you don't need AI for workflow automation. Many of our clients use just our platform and the workflow within. They're not all using AI, but many of them are starting to see the benefits of it. In September of this year, M-Files sponsored a study that was conducted by Deep Analysis and AIM. It was a market momentum index, and it was focused on AI and unstructured data. We surveyed 500 decision makers relative to information management, and they were primarily in professional services, manufacturing, energy, and utility. And here's what they told us. 79% of them are actively using Gen AI, either in POCs or in full production. But when we asked them about their challenges, 43% stated that their main concern was around security and compliance. 40% indicated that they were concerned with the accuracy of AI output. They were basically concerned with AI hallucinations. I'm sure you've heard of that. 80% of them said that a critical success factor was understanding and managing unstructured data. So how can you address those challenges? Well, you can leverage an information management platform that has a metadata-driven foundation. What does that mean? It means that you're able to put information in context. You can contextualize it from the perspective of your business. It means that it does not matter where content sits anymore. What matters is what the content is. So you can leverage automatic classification to do that. It means that you can implement workflows that ensure that reviews are auto-routed for review and approval by the right people. You can ensure permissions are set based on the content and the roles. And the best part is you can eliminate folder structures because it does not matter where the content sits. And you ask, what does this have to do with leveraging Gen AI? Well, if you have a metadata foundation, then you can address the 3 tenets that are required for successfully utilizing Gen AI: connectivity, curation, and confidentiality. From a connectivity perspective, what it means is you now have a 360-degree view of your content. You have a single source of truth. Everything has been automatically classified. Your knowledge workers don't have to wonder where to look for content. It means your searchability and your accessibility is improved. From a confidentiality standpoint, you don't have to worry about the AI output serving confidential information to the wrong person, because you've already set your parameters to make sure that the right content is accessed by the right people. And from a curation standpoint, again, going back to connectivity, you now have a single source of truth. So when the AI output provides results, it's going to be from the most relevant last version of the document. So for example, if you're a wealth manager and you want to use the AI assistant and you want to ask a question, when is client A's contract up for renewal? First of all, it takes 2 seconds to get those results and to ask that question. But the answer, you can have high confidence because it's coming from a system where you know it's from the last relevant signed contract. So obviously this improves productivity, but it also can be a game changer for organizations because it can give you a competitive advantage if you're leveraging workflow automation and Gen AI. So I'm going to turn it over to Devan. He's going to talk a bit about his organization, how they're leveraging mFiles.
Thank you. This is the second time that I've worked with Laura on stage in the last month, and I'm always privileged to be here with her. So my name's Devan Dewey. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for an investment consulting firm. What does that mean? It means we advise institutional investors as well as endowments, foundations, and private wealth clients on how to invest their funds in order to grow those funds over the long term. And we're in business to help them achieve their goals, whether it be to pay their pensioners over 50 years, to fund a new research project, or to preserve wealth for the generations of their family. We have 370 employees, and we advise over $1.7 trillion in assets. We're one of the largest investment consulting firms in the country. We're headquarters in Boston, and we have offices around the country. And we've been a customer of mFiles for 8 years now. And of course, 8 years ago, we didn't have Gen AI, and we built a number of use cases around the capabilities that mFiles already had. So we have high volume document ingestion, which includes automated filing based on email, source address, and destination address. And we file about 15,000 documents a month automatically and route them to the analysts that need to process them. We do contract management, so it's integrated with DocuSign. The workflow is automated, and the tracking of the contracts and the signatures are all done from mFiles automatically. We have quality workflows, so we issue our investment reports to our consultants out of our analytics group. The consultants respond in mFiles with quality information. That quality information is summarized, and we've been able to raise our quality from 70% to 89% over the course of the last 9 months, just from using the quality data that we've gotten back from the consultants. We integrate directly to our client portal, so documents that come in from the outside and from the inside show up automatically for our clients in the portal using the mFiles API. And we have an outsourced information processing group doing business process work for us on incoming documents. This is kind of our first foray into AI. They are using supervised machine learning to collect data out of documents, populate a feed file, and then they drop the documents into mFiles fully tagged, and they use their own internal AI to do the tagging of those documents. and then those documents flow directly into the client portal. So those are the kinds of things that we're doing with M-Files today. Those are the use cases that we put in place. And what we're looking at with M-Files is the AI capabilities that they've been introducing. And so now I want to talk about what that problem is. Why do we think AI is required for helping us with our knowledge management problems? So does anybody have a problem that looks like this? The problem with our business is we have volumes of data, volumes of documents that all look the same. An investment manager's pitch book from the investment manager in Atlanta looks just like the investment manager's pitch book from the one in Los Angeles. Whether it's private markets or public markets, all of these documents, essentially 60 pages of numbers, 60 pages of text. And our consultants have to go in and figure out which of these managers they want to recommend to their clients. How are they going to do that? How are they going to sort through all of those options for our clients? So we have researchers, of course, who vet all the managers and classify them and rate them. But we have a lot of one-rated managers, and all of our clients have different objectives, different policies. How do we match up those policies with the strategies of these investment managers? So one thing we're experimenting with is natural language search. Natural language search is a key AI capability built into the M-Files INO engine. And what it does is it allows our consultants to put in a query that's structured around their client's goals. And it uses language that the AI engine ends up using to cultivate and curate and identify pitch books that might be needed or might be offered to the client. Of course, then the consultant ends up with 10 60-page pitch books, and the client called them this morning asking them which managers they should look at this afternoon. 60 pages times 600 pages is not something that the consultant has time to do. So the next step is summarization. Summarization is a piece of the AI model that everybody's heard about. It's, I think, probably the most common way to use AI. But in this case, we are using specific formatted prompts in order to summarize these pitch books into structured documents that have the same key topics, one-page summaries, and the consultants have learned how to use these summaries because they're all the same, and they can sort through these summaries in very, very quick order. The AI, at least today, AI is not going to be able to make a judgment call on your behalf for your clients. But the summarization allows the consultant to narrow their focus and spend the quality time with one or two of these 60-page books and not all 10 of them. So why is that important? I don't know about your organizations, but we have always struggled with what I call the shiny new object syndrome. And AI is a very shiny, very new object. And I'm constantly being asked every day, where are we going to use AI? How are we going to use AI? What are we going to use AI for? And I want to challenge you all to think about one very important question. Why am I going to use AI? Because if you don't know why you're going to use it, if you don't know what productivity you're after, is it cycle time? Is it effort reduction? Is it cost reduction? Is it quality improvement? If you don't know why you're using it and you just apply it, you might not get the right result. And if you're not getting the right result, how are you feeding your strategy? So for me, leveraging AI starts with why, and then you can make progress. Thank you.
Thank you, Devan. Just 2 QR codes here. The first is the study that I referenced from Deep Analysis and AIM. The second is a knowledge work automation capability maturity model that we've developed. That code will take you to an online assessment that you can take, where we can then assess where you sit in your journey of digital transformation. We provide you with recommendations for how to progress. And then we also have a lot of supporting material on that model. And of course, please visit us at our booth. Thank you.